Hey, everybody, it's Eddie in the United States still. Just a couple more days and I'm going to return to Tokyo. I'm having a really good time. Today was extra special. I had a lunch with an XRP community member. We went to a classic historic old hotel and even went to a museum after. And it got me to thinking, wow, I am so excited to go to Swell because I'm going to have the chance to meet even more XRP community people face to face. I'm telling you, if there is a meetup in your part of the world, definitely go. I am sure you will enjoy it. Okay, I am on the XRP liquidity index for Bitso. This is the Mexico Bitso liquidity index that shows the increase in volume. And if you remember back in July, I was so excited with this rise in volume here. Well, look where we are today in October. This is the record volume that was tracked on the 18th of October. Ripple, just 5 days ago, led a new investment round to support this first cryptocurrency exchange in Mexico. Joining in on that investment was Coinbase, Jump Capital, the digital currency group, Pantera, and some others. The investment amount was not disclosed, but this full-blown on-demand liquidity enabled exchange is on fire, and they're going to take that money and expand into Argentina and Brazil. Bitso currently has 750,000 users, and it was announced just recently that they will be regulated by Gibraltar. So the fact that they are licensed in Europe will allow them to custody, ship, withdraw, and market cryptocurrencies in those different countries. All right, in the 24 hours prior, the Ripple sales of XRP decreased 74%. It was announced in the Q3 report. It is down to 66.2 million. And what really caught my eye is the significant increase of FUD. Well, FUD is rampant in this space, and it's not just XRP. If we look this week at the news, Litecoin is fighting the bankruptcy rumors, and CZ is citing FUD as a possible reason for BNB Coin's recent soft price. Well, when I went to the meetup in Tokyo for CoinDesk, I met John Biggs. He's the author at CoinDesk. He threw a really nice meetup at Devilcraft Pizza. They are an amazing Chicago deep dish style pizza place that has an amazing list of 20 micro brews to match that are constantly changing. I tried to have a conversation with him about FUD in the industry and also about balance of news stories, but he didn't want to have anything to do with it. Sorry, I failed. And what I was trying to illustrate here is this. When you go to and you search on articles that were written by Ripple in Q3, which was July, August, September, which hands down was the biggest quarter ever for news when it comes to Ripple and XRP. CoinDesk wrote 19 articles on Ripple and 6 articles on XRP, 4 of which were negative. So a total of 25 articles. If we just make a comparison to a site like the Daily Hodl, they had 113 articles. So we're talking a comparison of 113 versus 25. This is why I think there is a huge improvement for balance, because if CoinDesk is going to claim that they are the leading source for blockchain, I don't understand that very much. And when we talk about FUD, too, just about 5 hours ago, Jamie Dimon was quoted as saying, comment on Libra, "It's a neat idea that will never happen." Well, when I saw this headline, I said to myself, yeah, okay, so I know in 6 to 9 months, we're going to see the headline, Jamie Dimon joins Libra. Why do I say that? Because what he says and what he does is typically completely opposite. So do you think that I'm way off with the future headline? I don't think so. When you look at one of his quotes too, that all businesses tend to pass cost on to customers. Well, this is just not true when it comes to the Ripple technology and XRP, the digital asset. As a matter of fact, in the Asian Pacific region where I live, according to the International Fund of Agriculture Development, families generally spent about 70% of the remittances to meet just basic needs such as food, healthcare, and education. This lowered cost is helping millions of families to build a better future. This really is an important part to understand when you are looking at the value that Ripple and XRP bring. And they are just not a part of that business model of passing costs on to the customers. Sorry, Jamie, but you are just standing to be corrected. All right. Many people sent me a link to this story here. Raiffeisen among 18 banks in first global tokenized collateral trial. And I think what really caught everybody by surprise is that SBI in Japan is on the list of one of these banks, along with the Commercial International Bank of Egypt, the Credit Union Cobalt, the DBS Bank, the Development Bank of Singapore. They are very large, and Itaú Bank in Brazil, and Natixis, the French investment bank, they're big, total assets of 714 billion, and Raiffeisen, the Austrian banking group. So what is this? Well, it's all about settling trading obligations between internal entities, and they avoid the need for a payment process. So R3 is going to provide an enterprise security platform with strict privacy and the use of smart contracts to execute these agreements. And they're going to use a token called Ivno, and there's 18 billion of them, and it'll work with banks, exchanges, CCPs, which are the central counterparty clearinghouse, the buy-side institutions, brokers, and corporates. It'll transfer value and legal enforceable title directly on chain. This digital technology securitizes real world assets using a token to represent that value. And you know, even in the future, we might even see the securitization of services. Wow. So what can this asset, this tokenized asset, this global coin, what can it represent? Well, it could represent real estate. It could represent vehicles, jewelry, art, collectibles, even film, books, or patents. These items usually don't have too much liquidity, but if you tokenize it by taking just a portion of it and allowing it to trade on a platform, it becomes a very interesting financial instrument. According to R3, there is 526 trillion worth of real life assets. And think about this. I just want to show you their website so you can go and explore more if you want. This is at ivno.io. Think about this. When I was reading the Corda developer group, Ryan, who's the CTO, he talks about how the powers like the FBI may not accept their power being taken away from them so easily, because in a legacy world, the FBI can seize assets of wanted criminals and organizations, but they cannot do the same on Ledger. So he expects there will be some new regulations that come through. Another example of how technology moves faster than the real world. When Ryan joined this project back in 2018, he did so out of London, and he is a certified R3 Corda developer, and he has a passion for extracting real tangible value from the implementation of blockchain and DLT. He has sure done it in this case. Well, I think, you know, it's just another example of how big this blockchain industry is becoming. Currently, it is 2.2 billion in size. It's estimated to reach 23 billion by 2023. That's just basically in 3 years, and we've got that 100% growth year on year for the next 3 years. All right, this next story that I'm going to talk about is really a follow-up, and it is a follow-up of the AMA that I did with Chris Wang. He is the CEO of Bitrue. The sound was a little bad, so there was a lot discussed. It was a conversation for more than an hour, more than 30 questions, and his transparency is truly to be admired. The conversation was very honest, and I just want to pull out some of the high points for the recap. I still encourage you, if you haven't heard it, to go back and listen to it. He really wants to be innovative, really. He uses the example that traders should have more fun trading. There's a new feature coming, and it's very much like a game. So he has my curiosity up. I'm not sure. He talked about it twice, but I can tell by the tone in his voice and his face, he's very excited about this. Now, the second part I want to recap is we need to put this FUD to rest when it comes to offices. He has an office in California in the Silicon Valley. There's also an office in Taipei, Taiwan, and an office in Beijing. They are a registered company in Singapore, so their regulator is both Singapore and the United States. They have a very close relationship with Ripple. They visit their office often, and they have VIP customers come and visit them often. There are photos also from some of those visits. CoinChoice just did an article on them and visited their office. Michael Arrington, who I'm sure you know, visits their California office, and even Emmy from Ripple has visited both their California location and their Taipei location. When it comes to a roadmap, Chris has a vision of being a friendly and useful platform that blends cryptocurrency with traditional finance. They are on a path to enrich their loan programs. In a month or two, they're going to have a fiat gateway with USD coming first. And of course, they're going to invest more resources to expand into more coins. Dogecoin is trying to happen. They are putting the paperwork together. They've got a few more hoops to jump through. They are really doing their best. They're trying, but nothing firm as of yet. So in a platform that trades and that you can earn interest, and you can also now loan your crypto, the newest loan program, more than 500 people in 2 weeks with 9 million crypto assets for loans came to the platform, which is a very interesting number. With the Power Piggy, this is coming from their marketing budget, and it is something that when you do participate, 100% goes into a cold wallet. The loans are also backed by other assets, and the loans is really providing a more healthy ecosystem. It works as a balancing tool. The BTR coin, it's doing great. Just after a couple of months, there is 2 million in trading volume just about every day. There's also a very interesting secret partnership in the works. It's really in a conversation stage right now. It's with a major exchange. It's a name that everybody knows, and they're going to promote one common theme project. What could that be? I don't know. It's not finalized yet, he said, but it could be done very soon. When it comes to insurance, Bitrue is self-insured like so many of them. The crypto world, you know, the traditional insurers are not willing to cover the crypto space, and they don't understand it. They are not comfortable with it. It is still maturing. If they do cover it, it is cold storage that they cover. Even Binance is self-insured. Yes, they did just announce that they are going to insure the US dollar, but for the whole site, they pull a portion out and they put it into a fund called Seifu. I think you're familiar with that. Also, when you look at the interest, 15% of the crypto that you commit for that interest program, 15% sits in a hot wallet that is backed, and 85% goes into a cold wallet. Now, regarding an address, That is just too much of a security concern. Nobody provides the exact address. You might be provided with the amount of funds that it has to back it up, but providing the address is just something that the industry doesn't do. Using a third party is a promising idea, he thinks. I made the suggestion that they use a third party audit entity to verify those funds, and he's open to exploring that. When it comes to live chat, it's on the list, but maybe not one of the priorities, so it doesn't have an exact date. However, IOTA and Digibyte are coming in a couple of weeks. Will Bitrue be an on-demand liquidity partner? Are they going to get involved in ODL? Well, they have regular meetings with Ripple, and they want to, but they're just not ready to do that right now. In regards to a Bitrue debit card, Curtis is very interested in that. He doesn't have a precise date, but he's very interested in that. I asked him the big question, is Bitrue a Ponzi scheme? He said absolutely no, that they are working really hard. This is a very competitive space. It's been a bearish market, but they are still having fun, especially when they come with ideas that are first to market and they're innovative. You know, he says if he was a Ponzi scheme, why would he spend so much time developing these new features? Why would he spend so much on the salaries of the people that he employs and the personal time he is putting in and the partnerships that they are building? They are so serious about this. And he said that they have a high belief in cryptocurrency and XRP, and they will prove it. Okay, so I feel really good that we got a lot of that discussed. Should you want to listen to it, please do. There's a lot of other topics that we covered. Okay, I am moving to the fluff because I learned that Curtis loves ramen, and who doesn't love ramen? He is going to go to Swell. After Swell, he's going to then hop over to Tokyo for the meetup here in Japan. I'm not here now, but when I get back, he's going to then participate also in the event that's going to take place for Japan. It's really something special. There's a lot of Ripple people coming, and they have a lot of interesting events planned for that day. So I said, well, if I take you or if I give you any suggestion in regards to ramen, I think you want to visit Tenkai-Pin. This is my favorite. It was first opened in Kyoto in 1981. They now have 233 branches. Let me show you what it looks like because the broth is very unique. It's thick, it's rich, and it's strong. You can see in this bowl it has some mushrooms, some cut negi, and some sliced negi, which is a Japanese onion. It's just maybe close to a leek. It's so yummy, and you can customize it, which means you can add nori or egg, bean sprouts, pork. It's super, super yummy. I'm telling you, if you come to Gotanda, which is becoming very much the capital of ramen for the Tokyo area, you just might find me around midnight. Tenkai-Pin is right here. And not only is Tenkai-Pin there, but there are 20 different high-quality gourmet ramen shops within a 5-minute walk of each other. It's just fantastic. This is the Gotanda station, and you can see within 5 minutes you have access to so many places. Now, the most interesting one, I think, that just opened up recently is this ramen nagi. It is an amazing spicy anchovy ramen. So all the ingredients are getting so creative. It's really fun. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.